Production.
It's popping, guys. Let's look at Zcash here. So again, still in this falling wedge or this bull flag style pattern, right? Depends on how you look at it. You look at the weekly time frame and it looks pretty clear here. I've marked out this zone, okay? We made a sharp move down to this lower trend line. Acted as support, got a large bounce off of it. Now, the price that Zcash opened up on this day, excuse me, was around 204, right? So I marked the open, and I'll also be marking the low of that day in case Zcash wants to trickle down back into this area, kind of, you know, maybe liquidate anybody trying to leverage long around here. Just one last liquidity sweep potentially, as we, like, you know, we have this downward kind of channel happening here. If you zoom in on the 4 hour, you could see this is like a channel or a wedge style of a pattern, and it's pretty structured and it's coming downward. So I imagine that if we don't get a bounce here at the open price of our previous local bottom, right? I'm imagining we want to maybe potentially create a higher low around here, which is why I've marked this area as a potential for a low. So I'm trying to pay attention to see, do we double bottom around this price, the open of that day, or are we going to come back lower and the double bottom will be a true double bottom going to the low of that price, which would bring us back to 185-ish. So that's what I'm looking for on Zcash. A lot of things happened this weekend. So I imagine the market is going to be volatile today and potentially for like a few weeks now, right? Until things get settled and a lot of the emotions kind of tamper down. It could be a bumpy ride, right? So as for now, the way I'm playing this is just to continue dollar cost averaging, while keeping a keen eye on what is happening on the daily time frame, right? Are we starting to form this bottom? So that's my overall thesis. That's what I'm watching. Everything seems fine right now, right? We have a extreme volume coming in. Look at this volume taper off. As it's tapering off, we have, you know, this bull flag pattern. We're consolidating very strategically. There is no like massive sharp dumps. Like the worst we had was maybe potentially this day, which was the 5th of February. That was potentially the worst day, but look how we've reacted since, right? We've shown some strength since. So Zcash looks very good here, man. It's hard not to like it. I'm going to look here at the 50-week moving average. We're below the 50-week. Now, when we look at the 200, I wonder, sorry, the 200-day moving average. Yeah, we're still under it there. So what I think the obvious case scenario, if we reclaim 200 in the next couple months, that's an extremely bullish case for Zcash, especially because this is really the first major move. Again, I like to bring this up and remind people, right? Like, this is the first major move for Zcash in an extremely long time, okay? Very long time. The volume coming in is indicative that this isn't just a pump and dump move. This is position sizing, and people are preparing for privacy. People want privacy, essentially, and that's what this is. When we look at the first move, usually after the first move, the best time to get in is after the consolidation period that transpires after that strong first move. We're in that right now. We're in that moment right now. So it's a matter of time, patience, and, you know, being able to monitor your thesis to ensure that you're actually correct. So again, there's a few things I could be looking here, maybe more of like a rounded bottom style, right? We could have a potential inverse head and shoulders. We have this wedge or a bull flag pattern. Again, for those who are trying to see what the inverse head and shoulders would look like, it would be something like this, right? And then we get this breakout above. Maybe we break out, retest the flag, and then we create the right shoulder. So this is a scenario for Zcash, right? This is a very big potential scenario here where we get something like this. So I'm trying to go through all the scenarios in my head that could potentially turn out for Zcash, so I'm always prepared. That's essentially what I'm trying to do, even to the downside, right? I'm even mentioning some of the lows that I'm marking out. This is my thesis here. If we are double bottoming right now, right, what I want to see, if we're double bottoming right now in this area, is to, you know, create that base, right? It looks like we're trying to start. We have this bottom-tailed doji here. We're starting to create another doji. Maybe we just slowly curl like this and then push towards this upper channel of the bull flag, stall before we get our move. Keep in mind, throughout this period of time, things that would aid into our thesis is higher lows being created. If this is our low, what we want to see next to to solidify our idea is that a higher low gets created eventually, right? And that will show us the increase in demand. That's my overall structured thesis behind Zcash. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like and share if you found it valuable. Peace.